Welcome to the FarmCast. We're here today from the Legacy of the Plains Museum in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Joined here by Isabel Drobny, who's one of our precision ag consultants at 21st Century. Good to be out here in Scottsbluff with the beautiful view and the beautiful equipment behind us. Today we're going to be talking about the Property Center, which is one of John Deere's newer software features kind of connected to the Operations Center. So Isabel, maybe just to start, what is the Property Center?
The Property Center is mainly for our smaller pieces of equipment, our mowers, our compact tractors, and it's a very similar interface and very similar look as the Operations Center. The only difference is that it's almost like a slimmed down version of it. Some components of it that are super interesting and that are super useful, we can get maintenance alerts where it'll give us the diagnostics of what's going on in the machine if they're equipped with a JD Link, and it will notify you in the Property Center. And that's very nice because you can stay on top of your maintenance or even just see information of like the bulbs out. So it gives you some insight on that. And there's some other features that are super useful as well. You can first add a lot of your equipment in there, and it doesn't have to be John Deere equipment. You can have a mixed fleet in the Property Center just like you can in the Operations Center. You can also search for parts. So that's nice for the users that are using the Property Center. If you're needing a specific part for a specific machine, there's a search feature at the bottom where it will pull up almost like the parts catalog, and you can take that to the parts counter and show them what you're looking for or show them what you may need, and it'll give them all the information there. So you also have the ability to problem solve yourself and just have those resources available. You also have availability for the manual in the Property Center. So it's kind of an interface that has a lot of tools and features that are mostly utilized on a day-to-day basis. Again, if you have the JD Link, you can also read fuel levels, and it can give you some more insights on machine information as well.
Yeah, and it's nice that you have the owner's manual right there, and you don't have to dig through the glove box and try to find that, especially in these smaller pieces of equipment. You don't have a place to store it, right? So, or you have to YouTube it or whatever. So it's nice that it's right there. Yeah, maybe next thing we'll dive into is just really, who is the Property Center for? It's not for everybody, but who are we targeting to use the Property Center?
We're targeting people that are utilizing compact tractors and mowers, and more so for people that just want their machine information all in one place. Whereas in the Operations Center, it can give us a little bit more information, like utilizing the map feature, which we don't get in the Property Center. But the Property Center is just a good organization tool, and you can add team members still like you can in the Operations Center. You can also connect with the dealer. It will provide you some contact information, and it points us back to Scottsbluff. And if that's not the dealership that you typically work with, you can go onto our website and you can find all of our contact information from there. But at least it provides you with some baseline information that you would need in order to resolve some of those issues in any other organization or parts ordering. You can research it in Property Center, but then you'll have to contact us to get that resolved.
Yeah, and I know there's also maybe something I've seen with it. There's a seamless connection between the Operations Center and what's in Property Center. So if you have your fleet of equipment, either you've added in the Operations Center or added into the Property Center, it does flow back and forth as a seamless connection between the two, and you'll see that piece of equipment in both applications.
Yes.
So that's also nice too, if you're, think of some of our customers who are maybe larger farmers but have the smaller piece of equipment that they want to be able to see and then have access to.
Right.
They can utilize both, or we just can have customers who are just focused on the Property Center.
You may not ever use agronomy analyzer or some of the features that are available in the Operations Center, so it kind of eliminates the ones that you wouldn't necessarily be utilizing on those machines and puts it all in its own website. Yeah. So it's really focusing on what the customers will actually be using instead of opening up the Operations Center where there's so many different features that they may not ever click on. Yeah. And it is just limiting that. It's kind of taking out some of the confusion of some of the different tabs and putting it all in one website. And that's also available on a mobile app, and it's free to use.
Maybe another customer base that comes to my mind is just more the commercial mowing space, or even maybe some of the government agencies that do a lot of mowing, Department of Transportation, and those types of things. They can leverage the Property Center to have their fleet of equipment and be able to manage it just kind of like a large farm organization would.
Yes.
Know what's happening, know where it's at. So I think that's a good opportunity as well, that a little bit of a market that we haven't had the opportunity to serve as well as we maybe should have in the past, but now we have those capabilities, so I'm looking forward to be able to service them.
Well, and another thing to note too, if they are wanting to use the Operations Center, they still can. They can use both Property Center and Operations Center, especially if they have JD Links equipped with their machines, if they're compatible, and if they want to use the map feature, they still have that capability to do in the Operations Center, but they have the option to use both.
Good.
Which is nice.
Yeah,
and both of them are free.
Yeah.
Mike, how does our area of responsibility fit in with the Property Center?
Yeah, so we certainly, with the merger with Four Rivers and gaining 10 stores, we certainly have a larger diversity within our area of responsibility and different customer base that we're serving. So certainly, we're seeing more on the Front Range, with a lot of compact utility tractors and some of the dairies and ranches out there, and just residential type mowing or large acre mowing that's happening in the Front Range area. So that's a good place again to utilize the Property Center and another customer base that we can really help out and connect in the connected machine and connected fleet space, and just help them understand how to manage their equipment, how it's operating, and maybe they're even looking at some efficiency gains as well, especially if they're moving hay for horses or doing some of those other smaller, more hobby-like activities, and so that really exciting to see how we can help them. So what are some other pieces of data maybe that we can get out of the equipment inside of the Property Center?
Well, another piece that's kind of helpful is with the notifications. It can give you the exact coordinates of where the notification took place. So depending on the severity level, if it was a very serious notification, you would know exactly where in the field that happened. So if you needed to call a service technician to come into the field, you can send them the exact location of where that took place and to get it resolved in a timely manner, comparative to if you didn't know where it was, or if you're more on the management side and your operators are in the field and they don't really know where they were and they don't have good service to send it. We should be able to access that in the Property Center.
Yeah, and I think hopefully eventually we can be more proactive with our support as well from 21st Century with these connected machines. That's certainly one of our goals, is to understand what's happening with these machines before a customer even knows about it or has to call into 21st Century. We can be there to support them. As
long as we have the privileges to have access to their information, then we could assist, or if they didn't have the time to look into it, we could look into the alert and get it moving and taken care of sooner.
And that's probably another good point to talk about too, is just like the Operations Center, the owner of that organization has complete control over who has access to what information and what roles are inside of that organization.
And they have the ability to change that at any time as well.
Yep. Thank you for joining us again today here on the FarmCast. Happy to talk about the Property Center with Isabel. And certainly like and subscribe below to the FarmCast so you can get future episodes, and leave comments if you have questions about the Property Center or anything else that we can help you with at 21st Century.